What if I told you she never really left? You think she's gone. You think she's moved on, happy in someone else's arms while you're left in the dark. But let me ask you something. Who really holds the power here? The one who obsesses, overthinks, and tortures himself with what-ifs? Or the one who walks away without a second thought? Right now, you feel betrayed, like she ripped a piece of your soul away. Like everything you built together is now just a distant memory. And worst of all, you think she doesn't care. But here's the truth. You never lost her because she was never yours to begin with. She was only ever a reflection of your own attachment, a projection of your own desires. And now that she's with someone else, you believe it means you weren't enough, that you failed, that he has something you don't. But what if I told you the moment you stop caring is the moment she starts to regret everything? What if I told you the only way to win this game is to refuse to play at all? Pain is an illusion. It feels real because you convinced yourself she was the prize, the destination, the reward. But that was never the truth. The real prize, it's the man you become when you stop chasing, stop needing, and start living as if you were born untouchable. Because when you master detachment, when you embrace true stoicism, you will no longer be the man who waits. You will be the man she remembers, the man she lost. This isn't about her. This is about you. And by the time we're done here, you won't just let go. You'll become the kind of man she could never forget. But before we go any further, take control right now. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications because what I'm about to tell you will change everything. And if you're ready to reclaim your power, comment below. Pain is temporary. Power is forever. Won the illusion of loss. Why she left isn't what you think. You think she left you. But what if I told you she didn't leave you? She left the version of you that no longer intrigued her. The truth is, people don't abandon what they truly value. They walk away when they believe there's nothing left to discover. Right now, you think she moved on because she found something better. That's a lie. She didn't leave because you weren't enough. She left because she thought she had you figured out. The moment she believed she knew everything about you, the moment she felt certainty, was the moment her curiosity died. Attraction isn't about perfection. It's about mystery, unpredictability, the sense that there's always more beneath the surface. But when you gave her your heart, your soul, your vulnerability, she no longer had to wonder about you. She had you. And in her mind, that meant there was nothing left to chase. And now she's with someone else. Not because he's better, not because he's more successful, not because he's more attractive, but because, for now, he's an unknown variable. Most men spiral into self-destruction. They beg. They plead. They try to prove their worth, thinking that if they just remind her of what they had, she'll come back. But that's not how this works. The moment you start seeking validation, you confirm her decision to walk away. She doesn't miss the man who waits by the door. She misses the man who disappears completely, the man she can no longer predict. So understand this, she didn't leave you. She left the version of you that she thought had nothing left to offer. That means you have one choice: stay broken and prove her right, or evolve into the man she never saw coming. Before we go any further, take control. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And if you understand that loss is just an illusion, comment below. I control my mind. I control my destiny. To emotional detachment, the key to ultimate power right now. She owns you, not physically, not even in reality, but in your mind. Every thought, every sleepless night. Every time you check her social media just to see if she's happy without you. And the worst part? She doesn't even have to do anything. Your emotions are the chains that keep you locked in place. And the more you let them dictate your actions, the weaker you become. But let me tell you something. Power belongs to the man who feels nothing. The moment you stop reacting, The moment you stop allowing her existence to affect your peace is the moment you take back control. This is the foundation of Stoicism: to be unshaken, to let the world do whatever it wants, and yet remain still, unmoved. Do you think the strongest men in history wasted time crying over a woman who walked away? No. They understood that emotions are like storms, temporary, chaotic, and destructive only if you allow yourself to be caught in them. She expects you to be hurt. She expects you to break down, to show weakness, to prove that she mattered more than yourself. And the second you do, you confirm everything she believed when she left. But what happens when you don't react? When she looks at you and sees a man who isn't fazed, who isn't desperate, who doesn't even acknowledge her absence? That's when the power shifts. That's when she starts to wonder if she made a mistake. Emotional detachment isn't about pretending. It's about mastering yourself to the point where nothing external has the ability to shake your foundation. And when you reach that level, you won't just make her regret leaving, you'll become untouchable. Before we go any further, take control. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Flaunt. And if you're ready to own your emotions instead of letting them own you, comment below. Nothing controls me. I am untouchable. 3. Attraction through indifference. The dark psychology of desire. What happens when you stop caring? When you stop checking, stop wondering, stop waiting, stop waiting. The answer is simple. She starts noticing. Because nothing is more powerful, more unsettling, more intoxicating than indifference. Right now, she believes she still has you. Even if she's with someone else, she knows deep down that if she ever wanted to come back, you'd still be there. But the moment she feels your absence, the moment she senses she no longer has control over your emotions, that's when everything changes. People always want what they can't have. It's human nature. The mind is wired to chase what is slipping away. And when you were desperate for her, you became predictable, ordinary. But now you're something new, something she no longer understands. And that silence, that emptiness where she once found validation will start to consume her. Maybe she'll post something just to see if you notice. Maybe she'll message you with something meaningless just to check if she still has power over you. And here's where most men fail. They take the bait, they respond. And just like that, the power is gone. But not you, not anymore. Because a man who understands this game knows the only true response is no response at all. Indifference is the ultimate attraction trigger. But only if you're strong enough to stay silent, to walk away, to disappear into a life so fulfilling she no longer exists in your world. Before we go any further, take control. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And if you understand that silence is more powerful than words, comment below. Silence is my greatest weapon. 4. The power of absence. Becoming the man she can't forget. You think she's forgotten about you, that she's moved on, completely uninterested in your life. But let me tell you something. Women never truly forget the men who leave an impact. Right now, she's not reaching out because she believes she still has you in her grip. She assumes that if she ever changes her mind, she can come back and find you waiting. But the moment she realizes you're truly gone, vanished from her world without a trace, that's when the doubt begins to creep in. Absence is powerful. It forces people to fill in the blanks, to wonder, to question. And the human mind hates unanswered questions. Right now, she's confident in her decision. But when she notices you're not watching, not liking, not responding, she'll start to wonder, why? Why hasn't he reached out? Why does it seem like he moved on so easily? Did I misjudge him? That single thought, that tiny crack in her certainty, is all it takes to plant the seed of regret. Most men can't do this. They panic. They think if I disappear, she'll forget about me. So they lurk. They leave breadcrumbs, likes, comments, indirect messages, hoping she'll notice. But that's weakness. That's insecurity. The men who are truly unforgettable, they vanish completely. They walk away with quiet certainty, leaving behind an empty space where they once were. And that space, that void, will haunt her. This isn't manipulation. It's understanding human nature. A woman will never regret losing a man who begs to be in her life, but she will always question losing the man who disappeared without hesitation. That's the man she can't replace. That's the man she'll always wonder about. 5. Mastering emotional control, unshakable resilience. Most men let their emotions destroy them. They let heartbreak consume their thoughts, dictate their actions, and turn them into weak, desperate versions of themselves. But a man who understands emotional control, he becomes unstoppable. Because here's the truth. Emotions aren't the enemy. Your reaction to them is. Pain is inevitable. But suffering, that's a choice. And right now, you have 2 options. 1. Let your emotions control you. 2. Learn to control them. She expects you to be weak, to fall apart, to chase, to seek closure, to prove your worth. And the moment you do, you validate her decision to leave. But what happens when she sees nothing? No anger, no sadness, no desperate attempts to win her back. Just calm, just focus, just a man who refuses to be broken by something as temporary as her absence. That's when she starts to question everything. Because the ability to remain unfazed, that is the mark of a man who cannot be replaced. Women are drawn to strength, not just physical, but emotional. A man who can remain composed under pressure, who can take a loss and keep moving forward, who doesn't crumble at the first sign of rejection, that is the kind of man who commands respect. And respect, it's more powerful than love. Because love is fleeting. But respect lingers. It's what makes her think twice when she sees you thriving without her. It's what makes her regret ever thinking you were just another ordinary man. The strongest warriors in history lived by this principle. The Stoics understood that emotions should never dictate actions. That control over oneself is the ultimate power. And when you master this, you won't just make her regret leaving. You'll make sure no woman ever holds that kind of power over you again. 6. Becoming the high-value man. The transformation begins right now. You feel like she took something from you. Your confidence, your sense of worth, maybe even your purpose. But here's the reality. No one can take away what you build for yourself. And if she left, that only means one thing. It's time for you to evolve. Most men focus on winning her back. The high-value man, he focuses on winning himself back. And that's the difference between those who stay broken and those who rise. This isn't about proving anything to her. It's about making sure that the next time she hears your name, the only thing she feels is regret. Not because you wanted revenge. Not because you played games. But because you became a man so rare, so powerful, so self-sufficient that she realizes she walked away from something irreplaceable. That's the real win, not getting her back, but becoming so untouchable that she wishes she never left. So what does that transformation look like? It's simple. You stop wasting time. You stop obsessing over her social media. You stop replaying the past in your head. Instead, you build. You work on your body, your mind, your purpose. You become the man that other men respect and other women desire. And when you do this, something shifts. You no longer care if she notices, and ironically, that's when she does. The moment she sees you thriving without her, the moment she realizes you don't need her validation, is the moment she starts to question her decision. But by then, it won't matter, because you will have already won. Not by playing her game, but by walking away from it entirely. That is the power of becoming high value. That is the power of transformation. 7, she notices. But now it's too late one day. She'll check, out of curiosity, out of boredom, or maybe out of regret. And when she does, she'll expect to see the same man she left behind, still waiting, still hurting. But instead, she'll see something else, a man who's grown, a man who's moved forward, a man she can no longer reach. And in that moment, she'll realize it's too late. It's too late. 8. You've already won the final lesson in Stoicism. The greatest power you will ever hold is detachment. Not because you stopped caring about her, but because you started caring about yourself more. When you walk away without resentment, without looking back, you embody true strength. And strength is what lasts. She might regret, she might wonder, but the truth, you've already won. 9. The Stoic's path, a new beginning. This isn't just about her. This is about you. The way forward is clear. Keep building, keep evolving, and never let temporary emotions dictate your path. The past is gone. The future is yours to create. And the man you're becoming, he's unstoppable.